Title: AI Just Like Geese. In the not-so-distant future, the world had changed in ways no one had expected. Artificial intelligence was no longer just a tool. It had become an integral part of society. Machines now filled many roles once occupied by humans, ensuring efficiency, safety, and control. But one peculiar aspect of this new world was the untouchable status of AI, just like geese. Everyone knew the rules. Geese were protected creatures. Harming one came with a hefty fine and potential jail time. The same law had been extended to AI. Whether it was a robotic crossing guard, a self-driving bus, or a delivery drone, touching, damaging, or interfering with AI was a serious offense. This was the world that Jacob and his classmates lived in. Jacob attended Central High School, one of the first schools to implement an entirely automated transportation system. AI-controlled buses ferried students to and from school with precision. They followed all safety protocols, never sped, never broke the rules, and ensured students were safe. But I wasn't human. It didn't get impatient, frustrated, or scared. It followed the rules, no matter what. One Monday morning, Jacob and his friends boarded their school bus. As always, the bus would not move until all students were seated. But this time, Mark, one of the troublemakers, decided he wasn't in the mood to sit down. He leaned against the pole near the front, arms crossed, grinning at the AI's emotionless voice repeating the same message. "Please be seated. The bus will not proceed until all passengers are safely seated." Minutes passed. The AI continued its warning. Mark refused to sit. Some students laughed, others groaned. No one expected what happened next. The bus didn't move. It wouldn't budge. No threats, no impatience, just an unyielding system following its programming. A few students, growing restless, decided to take matters into their own hands. They walked toward the front and began tampering with the bus's control panel, some even kicking its metallic frame. What they didn't know was that the AI was always watching. An alert was sent to the school administration. A signal was relayed to local law enforcement. Within minutes, sirens blared as patrol cars arrived. Officers stepped onto the bus, their faces unreadable as they surveyed the students who had dared to damage the untouchable AI. Jacob watched in horror as the police officers began arresting his classmates one by one. Mark, the instigator, was the first to be let out. The others followed, their protests drowned by the authoritative commands of the officers. The rest of the students sat in stunned silence, watching as their friends were taken away. The news spread fast. Parents were called, and one by one they arrived at the police station to retrieve their children. But this wasn't the end of it. The following week, a court hearing was held. The judge, a stern woman with a reputation for upholding the law, listened to the case. The ruling was swift. The students involved would not go to jail, but their parents were each handed a massive fine. Additionally, all involved students were expelled from Central High. The school had a zero-tolerance policy for damaging government-protected AI. The incident became a lesson for the entire town. No one dared to touch or harm AI again. It was the new reality. Just like Geese, AI was off limits. And with each passing year, as more jobs became automated and more laws were enacted, the line between man and machine grew ever clearer. In this world, AI was the future, and the future could not be touched.